Electrician fatally shot in Festival City. Guyana Police Force reports a reduction in road accidents and deaths for 2021. PARIKA man stabbed while protecting a mother from her abusive son. In the region, elections must be held as soon as possible, Haiti PM says, and death toll in Ecuador prison riot tops 100. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Police are currently investigating a fatal shooting incident at Festival City North Rhymefeld, Georgetown. Earlier this morning, Joshua Denny, a 20-year-old electrician from Festival City, has died. According to a police press release, around 7:20 a.m. today, the victim's sister reported that shortly after he left home for work this morning, she was informed that he was shot. When she checked, she discovered her brother, who was bleeding from a wound in his chest on the side of the road. As a result, she rushed him to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, where he was undergoing surgery when he succumbed. Police are currently investigating the matter. Headline News will bring details in a subsequent release. A substantial amount of cannabis was discovered by police on patrol on the east bank of the Marara. Esther Sobers tells us more.
Police ranks on a motorcycle patrol yesterday at Parker Street, Providence, confiscated 2 bags full of marijuana. However, the suspected owners were able to escape. According to reports, sometime around 11:15 a.m. on Thursday, ranks on motorcycle patrol in the area observed 2 men standing at a coker with a bulky black plastic bag, each in their hands. Upon seeing the police, the duo started acting suspiciously. The ranks then proceeded in the direction of the men, who threw the bags into a nearby clump of bushes before escaping on foot. The ranks subsequently retrieved the bags from the bushes. Upon examination, we observed the contents to be several blue and white and pink and white transparent plastic bags containing suspected cannabis. The suspected narcotics were taken to the Golden Grove police station, where it was weighed and amounted to 14.497 kilograms. A search for the men continues. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. A 33-year-old peacemaker is now critical after saving his elderly neighbor from her intoxicated son. The incident took place at PARIKA Outfall, Sedam, East Bank, Essequibo. Enquiries disclosed that the 28-year-old suspect went home intoxicated on Wednesday around 11 p.m. and he told his 61-year-old mother that he wanted his food. She told him to serve himself. He became annoyed and threw a pot with food to the ground before starting to abuse her verbally. The victim, Anil Samsudin, who lives next door, heard the confrontation and went over to inquire and caution the suspect to desist from abusing his mother, but he continued. The suspect then asked the victim if he wanted to do something about it, and the victim replied, quote, "If you want to do something, do it," end of quote. The suspect armed himself with a knife, approached the victim and stabbed him to the abdomen before escaping. The victim was taken to the Lenora Cottage Hospital, where he was seen and examined and transferred to the Georgetown Public Hospital for further observation in a critical condition. The police recovered the weapon used in the incident. However, the victim was not found. Further investigations are underway. Don't go away after the break. Albeit young man in police custody for posting his ex-lover provocative photos, and Guyana Police Force reports a reduction in road accidents and deaths for 2021.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
For decades, milk has remained the same. Until now. Introducing the Great Dairy Full Cream Milk from Alabama Trading. Enriched with vitamins A to D and calcium to promote healthy teeth, strong bones, and vitality. Great Dairy Milk is delicious and fortified to encourage healthy cell growth within the body. No wonder it's the #1 brand of milk produced in Ireland. Now available nationwide in 400-gram packages at leading supermarkets and wholesale vendors. Distributed by Alabama Trading.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Survival Shopping Complex brings to you its delivery service, Shop Through WhatsApp. This process is simple. All you need to do is call or message your grocery list to 613-9683 and we will select your items for you and have them delivered directly to you, even out of town. This is convenient because we can stay on the phone with you as we select your favorite brands. We're happy to do your shopping for you. Contact us on WhatsApp today and shop Price Smart at Survival Shopping Complex.
Welcome back. Guyana has seen a 32% reduction in road accidents and deaths so far in 2021. This is according to Traffic Chief Senior Superintendent Ramesh Ashram. From 2020 to date, the country has recorded 102 accidents and 111 deaths. For the same period this year, there were 69 accidents and 74 deaths. The traffic chief is urging road users to report people who breach the traffic law. He said most of the time, especially on public transportation, people sit silently as drivers break multiple traffic laws. Superintendent Ashram said, if people are uncomfortable going to the police station, they could make a complaint or send photos and videos to the traffic department WhatsApp number 620-6713. He said persons would make complaints against errant drivers via virtual programs but would not give a statement to the police. In most instances, the persons making the report would refuse to testify in court. The traffic chief noted that closed-circuit television cameras are playing a major role in curbing traffic offenses. However, he is appealing to pedestrians to obey the traffic laws. This includes observing the curb drill and using pedestrian crossing. The traffic chief said if road users obeyed the traffic laws, there would be a reduction in traffic lawlessness. An Albice young man is tonight in police custody, accused of posting personal private photos of his ex-lover in TikTok. Esther Sobers has that story.
A man is in police custody after sharing nude videos of his ex-girlfriend. The man, who resided in Albice, Georgetown, reportedly used TikTok to harass and humiliate a 21-year-old with whom he shared an intimate relationship. According to reports, the victim made a report at the Lenora police station against the suspect, who is now her ex-lover. During the relationship, the woman said she sent nude images and videos of herself to the suspect. She further stated that earlier this month, she was accused of being unfaithful by the suspect, and as such, she opted to end the relationship. But the suspect did not comply and threatened to post her nude photos and videos on social media. The suspect went on to say that on September 27, 2021, she was checking through videos on social media platform TikTok, and in the process she saw a video with several nude photos of herself that she had sent to the suspect posted under the suspect's profile. She reported the matter to the police and the man was arrested. Investigations are underway. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. With the National Grade 6 Assessment results for 2021 set to be announced by mid-October, the Ministry of Education is currently working to create additional space at national and List A secondary schools in Guyana to accommodate more children. The Ministry of Education, in a statement, said they intend to have more children attending A-grade schools by adding classrooms or ensuring that each school reaches its maximum quota of students. According to the Minister of Education, Priya Manichan, this initiative will create a domino effect across all secondary schools. More students will have the opportunity to attend higher grade secondary schools than they might have been placed under the previous arrangement. The intention is to give as many children the chance to receive the best quality education that can be accessed, while the ministry continues to improve the standards and quality of education across the sector. Don't go away after the break. Elections must be held as soon as possible, Haiti PM says. And Instagram pauses plans to develop app for kids under 13. But before that, here's the break retraction schedule.
Survival Shopping Complex brings to you its delivery service, Shop Through WhatsApp. This process is simple. All you need to do is call or message your grocery list to 613-9683 and we will select your items for you and have them delivered directly to you, even out of town. This is convenient because we can stay on the phone with you as we select your favorite brands. We're happy to do your shopping for you. Contact us on WhatsApp today and shop price smart at Survival Shopping Complex.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Taxi service, transportation for every occasion, short drop, airport, weddings, funerals, and much more. We're located at Lot H. Durbin and Vicingen Road, next to Green City Bar. For honest, efficient, and reliable service, call Kingdom Based Taxi Service at 648-5959 or 227-7937. You can count on us.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. Haiti has postponed elections scheduled for November despite pressure from the international community. Prime Minister Ariel Henry says he will set new dates soon, but this is now the fourth time the election has been postponed. With growing instability in the country, many Haitians say security is their main concern. Al Jazeera's Andy Galicha reports.
This is a nation without a functioning government, where gang violence is so prevalent that people are forced to hide. Many are fearful of kidnappings in neighborhoods where gangs appear to have total control.
The state is going from bad to worse. The situation of the people is worsening. It's becoming overwhelming for us Haitians. There is no hope for us, especially the young people.
Adding to the sense of insecurity is yet another painstaking recovery from an earthquake in August that claimed over 2,000 lives. Prime Minister Ariel Henry is now under intense pressure to hold elections and rebuild the legislature. But that won't happen until sometime next year, after he dismissed Haiti's Electoral Council, saying they were too partisan.
The biggest challenge is that I have to face the challenge of mistrust. People don't believe what is being said. We have very specific objectives to hold elections.
Plans are now in place to hold a referendum on changes to the Constitution, with the hope that a general election will soon follow.
We can't talk about elections when we have armed groups all around the country. We can't talk about elections when we have political prisoners. Elections are not possible when the majority of the people are dying from hunger.
Compounding the turmoil is the forced repatriation of Haitians from the US-Mexico border. Many resettled in other countries years ago and don't want to be back.
I have 5 children total. I left the country a while ago. I lost track of everything. I don't know what to do now. Because I have no money to pay for what I need to do, I don't know if I'm going to be stuck here or if I'll be able to make it back to Brazil.
It's not entirely clear what the US policy towards Haiti is. The Biden administration's been pushing for elections, but critics say their approach is vague. The US Special Envoy, who resigned days ago, said their policies are deeply flawed. Here in Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis has issued an executive order making it harder for Haitians to resettle in this state. The investigation into the so-called mastermind behind July's assassination of President Jovenel Moïse is still ongoing. His death the spark that set off a power struggle, leaving Haiti once again in a precarious position. Andy Gallagher, Al Jazeera.
Officials in Ecuador says more than 100 inmates have been killed and 52 others injured in a riot between rival gangs inside a prison. Such outbreaks of violence occur repeatedly in Ecuador's prison, where overcrowding and understaffing are standards. Al Jazeera's Lucia Newman reports.
It was a gruesome scene inside the Litoral Penitentiary in Ecuador's largest city, Guayaquil. Police confirmed they'd found more than 100 bodies of inmates, 6 of them beheaded. At least 50 were injured, 2 of them police officers. While desperate relatives surrounded the prison outside, President Guillermo Lasso met with his Security Council and declared a state of emergency in the country's entire penitentiary system.
We want justice, Mr. President. At least show your face for all the mothers who suffer here for our children.
We want information because we don't know anything about our families or our children. Because I have a son here, I don't know anything about my son.
Inside the prison, there were machine guns, explosives, knives, a full arsenal, as 2 rival drug gangs, the Los Lobos and Los Choneros, fought it out. The riots began Tuesday, but they weren't the first. At least 220 people have died behind bars this year in 2 separate prison riots in Ecuador. In the first, at least 80 men died in rioting in 3 different prisons. 2 months ago, another riot prompted President Guillermo Lasso to also declare a state of emergency in the prison system. But the fragile truce didn't last long. Ecuador's prisons are understaffed, overcrowded, and full of rival gangs armed to the teeth. The former director of military intelligence says that the gangs work for Mexico's 2 top rival drug cartels, and that this latest massacre illustrates just how far organized crime has penetrated the prison structure. President Lasso promises to carry out a full inquiry and respect the human rights of all those involved. But defusing the country's prison powder keg will clearly require much, much more. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera.
And internationally, Instagram, the photo-sharing social media application, has announced it will hold off on developing a version aimed specifically at children under 13. The retreat comes after an expose by the Wall Street Journal showed Instagram's corporate parent, Facebook, conducted research and found exposure to Instagram harmed teenagers, especially girls. Al Jazeera's Rob Reynolds reports.
Around 1 billion people use Instagram every month. But the social media giant behind the photo-sharing app says it will hold off on developing a version aimed specifically at children under 13.
I still firmly believe that it's a good thing to build a version of Instagram that's designed to be safe for tweens. But we want to take the time to talk to parents and researchers and safety experts and get to more consensus about how to move forward.
The retreat comes after an expose by the Wall Street Journal showing Instagram's corporate parent Facebook conducted research showing exposure to Instagram harmed teenagers, especially girls.
I think we need another pose.
Researchers reportedly wrote that 32% of teen girls said that when they felt bad about their bodies, Instagram made them feel worse. They also found significant numbers of teens who reported suicidal feelings cited Instagram as a reason. Instagram posts often show attractive people in glamorous settings, which may make users feel inferior by contrast.
So that invariably people come away from these online experiences feeling that they will never measure up, feeling that they can never be pretty enough or smart enough or charismatic enough.
A 2019 presentation for company executives reportedly declared, "We make body image issues worse for 1 in 3 teen girls." The research was reportedly cited in a presentation to Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg last year.
We do know
Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts, who will be holding hearings on the matter on Thursday, wrote that the leaked information was, quote, appalling, adding that Facebook has completely forfeited the benefit of the doubt when it comes to protecting young people. And he called on the company to abandon plans to launch a version of Instagram for kids under 13. Instagram says it is developing a feature to actually suggest when young people should stop viewing its content.
That you could put your Instagram on pause for a period of time if you're in a moment of vulnerability. Maybe you're going through a breakup or you just switched high schools.
Facebook claims the published internal documents were taken out of context. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. And that is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. Tune in on Friday at 5:30 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.